Good morning, everybody. It's Laura Burke again, here to talk about you and your health and what you can do for your body, your mind, your immunity, while we are all still stuck in quarantine. Sorry, I missed our 9 a.m. yesterday. I'm trying to do every Monday, Friday at 9, and yesterday I got busy. I had to write 2 meal plans and an online exercise program, so I actually got kind of excited. Love helping out people. It really helps out. Okay, so today I want to get back on schedule and I want to start with what we've been currently talking about. So 2 weeks ago, you hopefully increased your water intake, not decrease. That would not be good. Increase your water intake, and if you've been doing that for roughly 2 weeks, you're probably starting to feel the changes in your hair, your face, under your eyes, your energy levels. Maybe that urgency to go to the bathroom has kind of died off a little bit. Last week, we dove into supplements. So hopefully everybody's been taking their multivitamins, their B vitamins, the C vitamins, megafish, omega-3 and 6 fatty acid, fish oils. What else did we talk about? Vitamin D, vitamin E. So hopefully everybody's been taking their water and their supplements. And week 3, what can we do that is simple but is hard to help increase our health? And the answer for week 3 is your sugar intake. So a lot of us, I've been receiving a lot of calls and questions about why are we craving and how can reduce our sugar intake? Because yes, every time you have sugar, it does decrease your immune system, actually by a lot. It's kind of detrimental to your immune system, and we're craving it so much right now. And we're craving it so much right now because we are stressed. We don't know what's happening. Things are still getting canceled or pushed back even more than what we expected. We are craving more sugar. Maybe we're depressed. Maybe we're sad. Maybe we're used to being on the go and we're used to being a little bit more energetic. So our bodies are craving sugar. Our brain is the number one place that craves the sugar is our brain. So before I get into what can we do to reduce sugar, I want to give you some numbers from the World Health Organization. And just to let you know, most of us, at the grocery store, we can buy 10-pound bags of sugar, the old Domino yellow white bag, that's about 10 pounds. Most of us will consume 15 of those 10-pound bags a year. So we consume a lot of sugar. We crave sugar. Sugar is in everything. So we're consuming 15 pounds of those 10-pound bags a year. That's a lot of sugar. Just to give you an idea, in 1822, the average American consumed 45 grams of sugar per day. That is 1 can of soda. Now, in 2020, your average American consumes 765 grams of sugar every 5 days. 765 grams of sugar every 5 days. That is equal to 17 cans of Coke. That is a lot of sugar. So we are consuming roughly 130 pounds of sugar every year, all of us. And so I just want to give you a few of those stats to let you know how much sugar we are actually consuming. It is a lot more than what we used to. So we are craving sugar now, even though we're home, even though our schedule has changed for a variety of reasons. Like I said earlier, anxiety, depression, we want to be on that go. Things are still getting canceled, the unknown. So our body needs sugar. We crave sugar. We don't need 130 pounds of sugar a year, that's for sure, but we do still need sugar. The World Health Organization recommends 6 teaspoons of sugar a day. And I meant to grab a teaspoon, but I forgot it. But you guys all know what a teaspoon is. 6 teaspoons of sugar a day. That's for women. Men, you are allowed 9. 6 to 9 teaspoons of sugar a day. That is not a lot. I don't know about you, but I know I put in a half a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon of sugar in my coffee every morning. So that's one of my 6. So 6 teaspoons of sugar is not a lot. If we're consuming 17 cans or 765 grams of sugar every 5 days, whew, that's an adjustment. I'm going to help you figure out how to change that though. All right, so back to my sugar. Now, I do want to let you guys all know that there are 3 different types of sugar. Sugar is not created equal. We have sucrose, which is table sugar. We have fructose, which is fruit sugar. And then we also have lactose, which is milk sugar. All are considered sugar, but they are not created equal. Sucrose sugar is the sugar that we definitely have to be most concerned with. It affects our blood sugars more than anything else. As soon as we have table sugar, sucrose, our body or our blood sugars go up, and then our body works super hard to bring it back down. And then when we fall down, we crave more sugar. So then it goes up, and then it comes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down. The body does not like to do that. It's a lot of energy. And then also think of your brain. Your brain craves sugar. So as soon as you eat sugar, your brain feels great. It's like, oh, this is wonderful. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm getting a headache. I don't feel good. And then all of a sudden you're like, I need more sugar. So that vicious cycle takes a toll on the brain, the energy, and the body. Fructose, which is fruit sugar, is a passive, it's a natural sugar. It goes across the membrane, the muscle membrane passively, so it doesn't affect blood sugars as much. It still does, so you still have to be concerned if you're a type 1, type 2 diabetic, but it doesn't affect it like a sucrose does. It doesn't have the huge fluctuation like sucrose does. So fruit, and it just breaks my heart because a lot of people decrease fruit because of the sugar content. And it's a good sugar, it's a healthy sugar, and there's so much vitamins and minerals found in fruits to actually help the body fight off colds and viruses. So fruit sugar, we do need to manipulate that fruit sugar, but the fruit sugar does not affect the body as much. And then there's lactose. Lactose is sugar found in milk, regardless if it's skim milk, whole milk, almond milk, it's got lactose in it. Lactose does affect blood sugars, but not as much. And the reason why lactose sugar does not affect blood sugars as much is because of the amount of protein in milk. The milk or the protein stabilizes the blood sugars. So lactose does fluctuate a little bit. So it maybe goes here, 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 and the protein in the milk stabilizes that. So sucrose by far is the hardest on the body. So then you also have sugar substitutes, and I touched on this a little bit last week. The sugar substitutes some do not affect blood sugar. So if you're type 1, type 2 diabetic, or if you're insulin resistant, sometimes doctors will recommend doing a sugar substitute. But the problem with sugar substitutes is it is 500 to 600 times sweeter than regular sugar. You start to digest sugar on your tongue. It is the first place that sends a signal to the brain and also for digestion. So regardless if it's a sugar substitute or if it's sucrose, fructose, or lactose, your brain will realize you're eating sugar. And your brain will crave that sugar. And it will crave it more and more and more. So a sugar substitute is 500 to 600 times sweeter, sometimes 1,000 times sweeter of regular sugar. So your brain will want that sweetness. It will crave that sweetness. So when you go eat regular sucrose, sugar, your body will want more of that to equal that same sweetness of the sugar substitute. So regardless of sucrose, fructose, lactose, or sugar substitutes, your body craves it. Sugar is 7 times more addictive than cocaine. Your body craves it. And I'm sure some of you are like, yes, every day at 4 o'clock, I crave chocolate. Every day at 8 o'clock, I have to have chocolate after dinner, and I don't even know why. Your body craves it. It wants it. It thrives off that. So what do we do to change that? That is the biggest question. And I have answers for you. And I will say that we are not all created equal. Certain things work for me, certain things work for you. So I'm going to give you a variety of options. Try them, implement them. Let me know how you do. Leave comments, text me, whatever you want to do. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or give me some love, whatever you want. So here are the answers of what can we do to help break our sugar habit. And this is a perfect opportunity to do it because we're all sitting at home, which is hard for some of us because we're watching and looking at the pantry or our kitchen, or we have to walk by. So first and foremost, the first thing you can do for your sugar intake is to drink water. I know a lot of you are like, no, to cut it, right? No. That's not we'll talk about that last. But the very first thing you can do to help balance out blood sugars is to drink water. And yes, 2 weeks ago I said take your body weight, divide it by 2. That's the amount of ounces of water minimally you need a day. So drink water. Most of us crave sugar because we are dehydrated, because we were looking for that quick fix. We need to get running. We need to get going. We need to be on the move. And some of us are craving that right now, even though we have nowhere to go. We feel like we have to do something in the house. We got to get it done. So we're still looking for that on edge sugar spike. So first and foremost, drink water. And a lot of us are very good at drinking water in the morning, but you got to drink it in the evening. So first and foremost, drink water. Number 2, increase your protein intake. Now, I know it's kind of a craze right now between paleo, keto, intermittent fasting. Everybody's on this protein kick. Most of us are not deficient in protein. Most of us are just fine. If we are deficient in protein, it's usually got to do with the gut and we're not absorbing it. It's a little different. But having a protein at every single meal and snack will help stabilize blood sugars so you don't crave more. For example, if you want chocolate at 4 o'clock, do not deprive your body of that chocolate at 4 o'clock. You can make it a dark chocolate to get some more antioxidants in there. Make it a healthy chocolate, but put it with some peanut butter. Put it with some yogurt. Put it with a glass of milk. Put it with something protein. And if you're vegetarian or vegan and you're not doing any type of milk products or animal products, then do some cashews, some almonds, walnuts. All that is good protein to go with the chocolate. So when you have that protein, it's stabilizing your blood sugars. Always, always have a protein with any type of sugar. Fructose, sucrose, lactose. Carbohydrates is considered a sugar. Always have a protein with every single carbohydrate to help balance out your blood sugar so you do not crave more. All right, 1, drink water. 2, protein. 3, fiber intake. Where is your fiber intake at? 35 grams is what the American Dietetics Association recommends. 35 grams of fiber. Most of us are getting 10. And I'm going to do a video on how to increase fiber because you want to do it slowly. You want to make sure you drink water and you want to make sure that you have insoluble and soluble fiber. But I'm going to save that all for another day. So increase your fiber. Fiber stabilizes blood sugars. Fibers fill you up. So let's go back to that chocolate. If you have that chocolate with some almonds or walnuts or sunflower seeds, you've got fiber in there. There is some fiber in yogurt, but maybe not so much. You want to make sure that you have fiber to slow down the digestive system. When you eat chocolate, your brain, it electrifies. It gets super excited. And then so does your body. And it craves more of it. And it goes super fast on high speed. We need to slow that process down. So by slowing it down, you can consume fiber, which will slow all that down and make it last a little bit longer. Protein does it too, but not as long as fiber. So fiber helps, protein helps, water helps. The other thing you can do is increase fats. We do not like to eat fat. We are actually afraid of fat. Most of us were brought up in the age that fat isn't good. And we're trying to change that idea. Yes, there are saturated fats that are bad for your heart, bad for cholesterol, but there are so many good fats out there like avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil. All that good essential fatty acids helps stabilize blood sugar and it keeps us full. So if we add fat to our lunch, let's say you're having a beautiful salad, throw some avocado on top of it with some hazelnuts or something. That will help you stay fuller longer so you don't have that dip at 4 o'clock and you don't crave sugar. So adding good fats to your diet will actually help reduce your sugar intake. The other thing that you can do to help reduce sugar intake is to make sure that you eat properly throughout the day. Most of us do not eat a lot of foods in the morning. We'll have coffee, we might have a bar, we might have some yogurt, but we don't have a good nutritious breakfast. If your breakfast lacks calories, protein, fat, and fiber, you will more likely crave sugar at 4 o'clock. If you skip lunch and it doesn't have a good fat, fiber, protein source with some water, you will crave sugar after dinner. The body is used to getting food at certain times of the day, regardless if you're in quarantine or outside doing your everyday stuff. It likes to know when you're going to eat. It likes to know it's going to eat every 2 to 3 hours. I know intermittent fasting kind of has a few different ideas on this, and we can talk about that later. But ideally, for carbohydrates, your body wants it every 2 to 3 hours. So you want to make sure that your blood sugars stay here. If you eat every 2 to 3 hours, you don't let it dip. And I know letting it dip starves insulin and helps reduce weight, and it's good for the health, and that's intermittent fasting. There is some scientific evidence to it. I do agree with intermittent fasting, but at nighttime, like stop eating at 7 o'clock at night and then don't eat till 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm not a big fan of it doing it during the day. So eating every 2 to 3 hours, keep that blood sugar balanced so you don't crave more. Make sure you got a protein, fat, and fiber at every single meal, every single snack, so that blood sugar stays balanced and you don't crave more. And then the other thing we can do, and I had one train of thought and it went out the other door. Let me see. I said something about intermittent fasting. Going long times without eating makes you crave sugar. Carbohydrates. A lot of us are decreasing our carbohydrates because of the paleo or the keto. Our body needs a certain amount of carbohydrates. Now, the American Dietetics Association recommends right around 300 grams. That is a lot. I admit that is a lot. But I think our body needs at least 100 grams. And the amount of carbohydrates that you need depends on your exercise level. If you exercise a ton, you're going to need more carbs because your body needs that sugar to bounce back, refuel, recover, rehydrate for the next day of when you exercise. If you do more cardio, like walking and running and, Zumba, you're going to need more carbohydrates than someone who strength trains. So be careful with your carbohydrate grams. If you exercise, you're going to need more. Now, you can take carbohydrates and sugar and fuel it around your exercise and then decrease it as the day goes on, or vice versa, depending on when you work out. That's up to you. But try not to deprive your body of carbs when you work out because you will crave it. The body is an amazing, beautiful thing, and it tells you what it needs. We don't listen, but we need to listen to it. And yes, some of you are sitting here like, holy cow, if I listen to my body, I'll be eating chocolate all day. You may for 1 or 2 days, but you won't for the day 3 or 4 because some of us get sick of chocolate. We don't want chocolate every day. It's an amazing thing. Your body knows what it needs if we listen to it. And that's including sugar. Sometimes if we crave sugar, it's because we actually need it. So that leads me to my next thing we can do to reduce our sugar. Some of you know you have strong sugar cravings. I know I do, especially at certain weeks when I'm stressed and when I'm working out more, when I'm running, whatever. We all crave sugar. Try not to deplete your body of that sugar, but instead give it good sugar. Honey in your smoothie is an excellent way to boost up some sugar naturally. I use a lot of maple syrup in all my baking rather than sucrose sugar. Maple syrup does affect blood sugars, but just not as much or not as long or not as long of effect. Other things you can do if you're craving sugar, have 2 dates. That's all you need. There's some sugar in dates. There's natural sugar, fruits that you can eat. There's natural sugars that you can consume to give your body what it's looking for. You don't need cake. You don't need cookies. You don't need chocolate. But if you do, have dark chocolate. If you want cookies, you can easily make vegan or healthy peanut butter cookies, or I'm thinking of other, there's with almond flour, you could do almond cookies. There's a lot of recipes out there that will give your body the coconut sugar or some type of sugar that it needs, just healthier. So don't deprive or deny your body of that sugar. You need to fuel it with sugar, but just be smart about it. Make it a healthier choice. And that leads me to the last thing that we could do to reduce our sugar. And that is try not to deprive it. There is a thought out there, cold turkey it, just cut it out. Wake up tomorrow morning and cut out sugar. It works for some of us, but for a lot of us, it doesn't work. Because as soon as you take something away, it makes us want it more. It gives us that deprivation feeling, which a lot of us are feeling right now. So we don't need to add to that feeling. So rather than cutting it out cold turkey, and I will say that when you do it cutting it out cold turkey, you get headaches, you feel fatigue, the body shifts, some people get cold, you don't want to work out, your exercise definitely takes a hit. For some of us, we can do that for a week or 2 and come out on the other side feeling fantastic. For others, we don't do it. We do it for 3 days and we're feeling great. And then all of a sudden at day 6, 7, we're craving so much sugar, we just throw in the towel and then we feel worse about ourselves. And that's not a good feeling, especially right now too. So some of the things, I'm not a big fan of cold turkey. I'm more a fan of slowly decreasing your sugars, but adding in other foods to help manipulate the body to stabilize blood sugars so you don't crave more. So for example, take the time of day that you know your sugar craving is the highest. 4 o'clock, right after dinner, maybe it's first thing in the morning, I don't know. Take that one meal or snack and change it. Give it a healthier sugar option. Make sure you add more fiber at breakfast. Have a smoothie in the morning. If you have a smoothie in the morning, it usually knocks that sugar craving out at 4 o'clock because you've increased the calories, the fat, the fiber, the protein, so you don't crave so much sugar at night. A lot of us crave and increase our sugar after dinner because we're trying to relax. We want to wind down. We have wine. And a lot of that is because we didn't have enough at lunch, or we skipped it, or we didn't have that afternoon. So a lot of us will go to the wine to give us that sugar boost that we're looking for. A lot of us are dehydrated. If you have a salty meal and you didn't drink your water, you will automatically crave sugar, because if you crave sugar and you eat sugar, after salt, you put your body back to balance. If you ate a lot of salt, then you threw sugar, it brings it back to balance. Remember, your body wants to be balanced, and it will get balanced by different vitamins, minerals, salt, sugar. So water will break that. So I hope I gave you a lot of options that you can try to help reduce your sugar. If you have any questions, leave questions in the comment. If you like the video, like it, you can text me, you can email me. I will be doing another segment on sugar later this week, and we're going to keep rolling out one by one. What can we do to help our bodies during this time to stay healthy with very easy little things that we have within the house? And I know sugar is not that easy to reduce, but with a little bit of dedication, a little bit of hard work, a little bit of consistency and determination, you can decrease that sugar. And your body will thank you for it. Your immune system will thank you for it. Sugar is acidic and it decreases your immune system. And we need our immune system nice and strong to stay healthy and get through this. So I thank you all for your time today, and I look forward to talking with you again. If you have a topic that you want me to discuss, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I will definitely do a video on it. So everybody have a fantastic day, and keep smiling. Have a good day. Bye.